Halo guys, kembali lagi bersama saya Faiz ya. Dan di video kali ini kita akan melanjutkan ya game yang berjudul Kingdom Come Deliverance. So kemarin kita habis menginvestigasi ya tentang tragedi yang terjadi di peternakan kuda coy. Dan kita menemukan clue bahwa ada kaitannya dengan orang yang namanya Ginger coy. Ya, salah satu pegawai kalau nggak salah di peternakan kuda tersebut. Kita sekarang disuruh mencarinya, tapi di episode kemarin ya si informannya tidur coy, kocak. So langsung saja kita lanjutkan. Ini jam berapa nih? 14, denganlah nanti nyampe di sana. Yoi, kita ke pembakar arang, so, si charcoal burnernya, informannya. Misi pak. Oke, kita sudah sampai ya di charcoal burnernya. Mana informannya nih? Bro, where are you bro? Si tidur. Kita cepatkan waktunya ya. Oke, stop.
God be with you, good sir.
I've taken care of those two cutthroats.
You don't look like you've been in a fight.
If you don't believe me, go and see for yourself.
All right. All that matters is they've been taken care of.
They're dead. So, what was it you wanted to tell me?
Ginger was here, but the lads hid him away somewhere. I suppose there's no need for that anymore. He's in no danger now, is he? And nor are we.
That's right. You're safe now.
All right. They're hiding him nearby. A little way along the route to Uzhitz, there's a path to the right leading to a spring. From there, you'll find an overgrown trail to a ruined hut.
Finally, some useful information. Thank you, charcoal burner.
God be with you.
Oke, tadi kasih tahu ya. Di mana si Ginger ini? Waduh, di hutan. Oke.
It's not my fault. There was nothing I could have done to help. I was frozen solid. I couldn't even open my mouth. I couldn't even get a peep out. They would have killed me if I'd said anything. I couldn't stop what happened. I'm not to blame.
Enggak coy, gini. Susah bener dah.
Jesus, you've led me a merry dance.
What do you want from me?
I want to ask you a couple of questions. Why did you run off like that? Where are your cronies? And why did you kill that bandit?
What?
Right, one thing at a time.
Apa lu
Why
lari
did you
lu?
run off in such a hurry?
Because I was afraid they'd come back and kill me.
Who?
Those bandits, of course.
To get revenge on you for killing their mate?
Killing? Me? I never killed anyone. God is my witness.
I'm looking for your friends. Where are they?
Charcoal burners? They're over at the...
To hell with the charcoal burners. Where are your bandit mates?
They're not my
Temen
mates.
lu kan?
They nearly killed me. I recognized one of them, so I thought they'd come back and...
Recognize? Who was it? Talk!
don't know his name, only that he's from Ushets and he has a limp.
Oh, ya Slim dari Uzit.
What can you tell me about him? How do you know him?
I saw him a few times in the tavern in Ushets, playing dice and boozing.
And?
I know he lives in a house on the edge of the village, but that's all I know. I never talked to him.
Why did you kill that bandit?
What? Bandit? I never killed anyone.
This is yours, isn't it? I pulled it from the belly of a dead bandit near the stud farm.
That is mine, but I didn't stab him. That fellow took it from me.
What fellow?
I don't know his name, but he's from Ushets and he has a limp.
He limps and he's from Ujits. That's not much to go on, but I suppose it'll have to do.
It's all I know. I never talked to him.
Okay.
And now tell me exactly what happened. And don't leave anything out.
That's quite a long story.
Don't worry, I won't get bored.
All right. I woke up in the middle of the night because I needed to go for a piss. So I went out into the dark, same as usual, only there was something there that shouldn't have been. At first I thought it was just a trick of the light, but it wasn't. And then it was too late. They went past and I thought they must be horse thieves. I would have yelled, only I was afraid they'd kill me. So I waited until they were out of sight and I started to sneak away, but then...
Then the slaughtering started.
Yes. I thought they'd steal the horses and ride off. That would be bad enough, but then all the killing started and flames everywhere. It was terrible, like hell itself.
And then?
It seemed some of them didn't like it either. They started squabbling among themselves, and some of them started running back, and they came
kronologinya
right
tepat ya.
towards me. And I had that thing in my hand, the hoof pick.
So you stabbed the first one in the belly?
No. He ran right into me. He was running fast for a fellow with a limp. He pushed me aside and I fell on the ground. Then he told me I'd better lie low if I valued my life. He ran off with the others. I did what he said and hid. Then the rest of the gang ran past.
And then?
Then I waited in case that limping one from Ushits came back. I didn't dare come out until I was sure. I think it was almost light.
Oke. Yang
What
lainnya
about the
gimana?
others? Was there anything you noticed about them?
I don't know. There might have been maybe 8 of them, and 2 of them were really big. That's all I can remember.
Do you know what they argued about?
I didn't hear everything, but I reckon some of them were only there to steal and wanted no part in the killing.
Oke, jadi kelompok banditnya ini di tengah-tengah perampokan mereka ini coy ya tidak setuju, ada yang jangan bunuh, cuma ini aja apa nyolong aja gitu, satunya pakai ngebunuh. Oke.
Sounds terrible. I know exactly how you feel.
If only I yelled. Maybe they...
If you had, you'd most likely be dead. It probably wouldn't have done any good anyway.
But still...
There was nothing you could do.
Oke, jadi dia merasa bersalah ya, karena dia tidak memperingatkan yang lain coy.
That's all.
Dia takut disalahkan.
I've heard everything I need to hear, so I'll leave you be.
Wait! What about me? Won't you help me out?
Perhaps I could. What would you like?
I'd like to go back to the stud farm, but those cutthroats who want to kill me are still around. Will you help me?
They're out of the way. I ran into them on my travels.
Oke, udah gue singkirin coy banditnya coy.
What?
Afraid to go back to the farm. I ran away, and God knows what they'll think about it. I don't know if they'll even want to talk to me.
Ya,
Just try, and you'll see whether they drive you away or not. But if you explain it to them, they're sure to understand.
I suppose you're right. Thank you for your help, and God bless you.
Oke. Sekarang kita disuruh ke Oke. Kita suruh balik coy. Ntar, ada yang bisa dibut? Ya. Bisa fast travel gak nih? Oh bisa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, ada kudanya Seradzik nih. Oke, kita nyampe coy. Kita bicara dulu.
Greetings. What business have you?
My lord, I managed to find a clue to the whereabouts of the bandits.
Excellent. Bernard already told me what's been happening, but I'd like to hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
The whole story or just the gist of it, sir?
It's up to you what you consider important.
One of the Neuhoff stable boys, a lad they called Ginger, fled from there and hid out with some charcoal burners. I have to say, there's a lot of them around. I never thought how many forges and ironworks they have to supply.
That's true, but keep to the point.
Oh, yes, sir. I had quite a job finding him. He was well hidden and with good reason. The bandits wanted to kill him because he recognized one of them.
Did he tell you what happened?
He said it wasn't one gang, but two. And one of them took fright when the slaughter started. Seems they were only interested in loot, so they quarrelled with the other lot. Then it came to a skirmish in the woods and one of them was killed. And the rest of them scattered.
And did you find out where they went?
All I know is one of them is from Ujic.
Salah
I
satu
know
dari
enough about him to
Uzid.
be able to track him down.
All right, but those cutthroats must know who he is too, right? And if they want to get revenge on him or silence him, you better hope they don't get to him before you. So drop everything and get on his trail. Find out what he knows and then report back to me. I'm going to our encampment at Merhaya to oversee the security of the region.
Yes, sir.
Take care now.
God be with you. Good luck then.
Oke. Hari Seradzik cuy, tidak ke Bernard. Oke, gak apa-apa lah. Langsung kita ke Uzid.
Yeah.
Segera cepat coy sebelum salah satu dari banditnya di jauh juga coy. Mana nih?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Lihat tuh pemandangannya tuh. Oke, nyampe di Uzid. Cari tahu di mana
Yeah.
limping bandit. Limping itu apa ya? Cacat, pincang.
Yeah.
Ya kita ke penginapan ya. Biasanya informasi banyak di sana coy. Up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good day to you.
Oke, kita beli. Just to sleep.
Is there somewhere I could sleep here?
All right. For how long?
Langsung kita bayar.
How about if I pay you for several nights?
No problem, but you pay in advance.
200.
It's
Kita
quite a
tawar.
lot. Can we discuss the price?
1 bulan mah.
Agree?
That's a poor offer. You'll like it here. Like sleeping on a cloud it is.
Oke, kita tanya ya.
I'm looking for a fellow who lives here, but I don't know his name. Do you know anyone with a limp?
What would you want with him? Well, it's no skin off my nose. The bastard has a cottage on the edge of the village by the road to Ratai.
Oke, kita sudah menemukan ya.
May the Lord watch over you.
Oke, banyak warga coy di sini coy. Lubos namanya.
Move along, citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
That's what you call nothing to see. I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanish's Captain Bernard. I'm
Lupa
investigating
armornya
the
gue
attack at
lepas.
Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Really? They say he had a limp?
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh. Or all that's left of him.
Oh god.
Sakra.
Nothing's ever easy.
Nyeker
Take a
dia
look
tadi.
around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
Siapa si Limbi Lubos nih?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened to him. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
Ada limp.
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
Dia punya
Kith or kin in the village?
kroni.
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him.
Dia sendirian coy.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk.
Ya dia
You never knew if he
penyendiri,
was
jadi
away
gak
or
tahu
home
ya
at home.
kelihatannya.
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now. And nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without someone hearing him scream.
Another thing about Lubosh.
Oke, gak ada yang dengar apa-apa. Ada yang tahu coy.
God be with you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course. Ask away.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
He was a drunk who was always looking for a fight. Nobody liked him much.
Oke, dia troublemaker ternyata.
Wish an end like that on any man.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Well, now I think of it, I haven't seen him around for a while. No idea where he was skulking.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
Not a clue.
Not a clue.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with, relatives or friends?
He was a loner. He didn't even have any mates in the tavern.
Ya, dia gak punya teman ya.
That's all. Thank you.
Tanya lagi nih.
Good health to you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know anything about it, but ask all you want.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with, relatives or friends?
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit in the tavern next to us sometimes, but he never said much.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I was coming from the tavern very late that night, and I caught a glimpse of someone entering the village. He looked like he was in a hurry. There was only a shadow against the sky, but after what happened, I wouldn't wonder.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. He was even talking to the priest and went to confession. I was wondering what
Dia ke gereja.
to take to the faith all of a sudden, but I suppose no sin's too dark for God's mercy.
Oke.
That's all. Thank you.
Take care now.
Ntar saya armor. Gokil. Okay. Talk to the priest, you know.
God save. How may I help you, good knight?
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Ask away.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
The only thing seemed suspicious was how a rogue like him suddenly started going to church.
Tiba-tiba dia ke gereja, orang yang kayak dia.
Of course.
Oke, udah.
Thank you.
Take care.
Kita akan bicara pada pendetanya ya.
Yeah. There was I.
What a cool, you know, bandits. Mana nih?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh ini. Ntar coy.
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa, investigating the massacre at Neuhof, which seems to be connected to a murder here. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy. I hope this nasty business will be cleared up quickly.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
A bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child, all sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubos don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Hola coy.
Do you know what Lubos was doing on the day Neuhoff was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know.
Aku
And I'd like to help you
tahu,
with
aku
your
mau
investigation,
membantu tapi aku nggak bisa.
but I can't.
What do you mean, botak?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son, and one of those is the sanctity of the confessional.
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances, and this is one of them.
For heaven's sake, Father, can you really look me in the eye and tell me that when you know you may be condemning innocent people to death?
I can, because if I broke that vow, the consequences would be much worse than if I didn't. Maybe not immediately, but one day. The mills of God grind slowly.
Konyol, konyol. Sumpah konyol nih. Kan kalau ditahu kan bisa ketahuan tuh siapa pemain-pemainnya tuh kan. Daripada nanti ada yang korbannya lagi.
Father, Lubos was my only lead to the Neuhoff raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional.
Aduh.
I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening, in the tavern, over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
All right. Thank you, Father.
Take care now.
In the priest at the evening. Kocak. Sebelum itu lah ini
I'm at your service, Sir Knight.
kita belajar membaca ya.
You? You don't look like the makings of a priest or clerk. But why not? I've taught all sorts. Bear in mind, it won't be all that easy. You'll need plenty of time and a few groschen for my trouble.
All right. I don't want to waste time. We can get started. The sooner I master it, the better.
Very well. I will require some groschen from you, though, and set aside at least a couple of days so I can put you through your paces, if indeed time is of the essence.
Here are your groschen.
Then we may as well start. He did break his vow, but better than to dishonor it here. May he follow his heart. Wake up, lad. It's time we were getting on. So, let's see you read a bit. There's a book here on the table. Try to read it.
Will I manage?
You ought to be able to. It's a simple text. Come back once you've worked your way through it.
One day, countrymen going to the nest of his goose further, and all the lolling river took he feel that and is going through the away because it took trick and play up me. Bentuk ini bahasa apa nih? Was an egg of poor God. Everyone is selling his eggs. Is grow rich, grow greedy, and think once but
I've read the book.
Wonderful. So tell me, what have you learned?
That being greedy
That
doesn't
being
pay.
greedy doesn't pay.
Excellent. You're one of my most talented pupils. You've uncovered the
Jelas.
meaning hidden in the letters. Like I told you, books are valuable. And the words that you place in them ought to be no less so.
Does that mean that I can read then?
Yes, you have the foundation. Remember, my boy, the pen is mightier than the sword. To fully learn your way around words will take a lot more reading yet. Now we'll move on to the second lesson, which will be much harder. Many books are written in Latin, the language of erudite and religious men. If you really want to be able to read, there's
Bahasa
no
Latin.
getting away from Latin. There's a book on the table with some text. Read it and then come back. You need not understand it, but you should master the letters.
I only just managed the fable about the goose, and now you're asking me to tackle Latin.
You're a clever lad. You'll manage.
Kau cerdas coy, kau akan manage. Kau akan bisa. Nih. Aduh. Bahasa apa ini boy? Non aquile apete prosit libre muti amigis nu tau. Wetimus ATS bla bla bla. Udahlah.
I read the page.
So tell me, Distrupule, what's written there?
Nullus est liber tam malus ut non lique parte prosit.
Good heavens! Don't tell me you haven't had lessons before. Excellent.
Gokil.
Well, there's nothing more I can teach you. Congratulations. You can go and be ordained right away.
Thank you, Domine. I'm feeling a lot wiser.
Yo, kita bisa membaca sekarang coy. Bentar. Yang buku nggak loh? I feel moral in Bohemia. Oke, beli. Beli, good made for beli. 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 Haggle.
Let's have a word about the price.
Naturally.
Buku itu penting coy ya. Sini.
What do you say to this?
Come now. Just a little more and we have a deal.
Sini.
Alright, so.
Gokil. Remember. Kita duduk. Read. Kocak. Oh, yang bisa nyikip waktu itu buku skill ya. Hehehe. 900.
God.
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything. But maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about your kin?
Mereka mati.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Here, we'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It
It was
was.
terrible.
Satisfied?
It seemed so pointless. We had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle.
Tankard here.
My parents, my girl, even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Talmberg with the Cumans on my heels. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of a church in Rovno. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
My poor child. May God grant them eternal rest.
Semoga nih orang
How did you come to
bicara
get
ya.
this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch Bernard.
Huh?
You think I'm too young for the job, Father?
I do, to tell the truth.
Well, I can only apologise for my lack of grey hair and gout.
Now the most important thing. What actually happened at Noyle? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
A tankard of ale for me.
The rumours aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill.
Cuma bunuh.
They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to
Mengerikan.
those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home. Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are
Konyol,
betrayed,
konyol.
they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous.
Ini darurat, coy.
You're just making excuses. The people who say the church is corrupt are right. You don't care about anyone, only your own comfort.
I'm sorry you see it that way. Really sorry. You've no idea how wrong you are.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujits isn't Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. The tongue lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus,
Jan Hus,
the lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison, and nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth. They shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child?
Hey.
You want to steal and murder?
Hey.
Pay, you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive furs, while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people
Sosialis
too.
dia.
Amen.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasa Monastery.
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman and then criticises the Pope for debauchery?
No, I don't.
Botak.
What do you think of this Jan Hus?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking and lying with women.
Where can I find out more about his teachings?
You like it? I copied down some of his sermons. If you're interested, you can read them at my presbytery.
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid to say aloud. Things that make them angry. And they're calling for change. In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up, and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. Oh, it's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
Well, enjoy it, Father. I have to go now. I'm not much in the mood for a drink.
I thought you'd be more game.
So you won't help me out with that secret?
No, I won't.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Coming.
Good luck to you.
It's anchored here.
Good Kobe.
I hope I can be of help to you, Knight.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Leitner. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Sir Hanush gives a job like that to a young fellow like you? Well, what do I care? Ask.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
He was a strange one. Always drinking, bad-tempered. Lord knows how he made a living. Well, maybe now I've got an idea or two.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
I didn't see much of him lately. Not even in the tavern. Not till yesterday in church, as it happens.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I don't think he was home at all. Wait. Are you saying he... Jesus.
Ya, dia tak tahu dia.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
I really don't know. As far as I know, he had no kin. I never saw him with anyone.
That's all. Thank you.
May the Lord watch over you.
Questnya I want no. Aduh, tanya siapa lagi nih? Aduh, dead end coy. Tanya siapa lagi ya? Besok aja lah, kita tidur dulu ya. Otak itu mau kerja sama dia.
Good health to you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know nothing about it, but ask all you want.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
I didn't really know him. He kept to himself, even in the tavern.
That's all. Thank you.
Take care now.
Oke, kita lanjut saja ya. Tadi break dulu, ada suara azan. Mana nih? Pada tidur ya. Oke, kita cepatkan. Oke, kita isi by lift aja.
Godwin won't tell me who Lubosh's cronies were. I've reached a complete standstill.
I told you, no one ever came here to see him. If he was meeting anyone, it must have been somewhere else.
But where? I can't go around the whole county asking, can I? I could end up in Kuttenberg.
You might. They might even have records of that scoundrel there. But maybe you don't have to go that far. I just remembered he once boasted to me that he had a record in Rattay.
Dia punya record di Rattay.
There might be some mention there of who was with him at the time.
Thank you for your help.
Take care now.
Oke, final dengan buat lempel bos. Quest baru, tak the Rattay scribe. Oh god. Disuruh ke Rattay coy. Like muter-muter misi ya. Oke guys ya, sepertinya untuk video kali cukup sampai di sini dulu ya. Ya, kita sudah menemukan Limpi Lubos ya. Mengenaskan cuy kondisinya. Semakin dekat kita dengan peristiwa yang menimpa keterangan kuda. Apa yang terjadi, siapa pelakunya ya? Apa kita nanti akan diarahkan ke sarang bandit? Who knows? Oke guys, jangan lupa like, comment, dan subscribe. Saya Faiz pamit dulu, sampai ketemu di video-video berikutnya. Sampai jumpa, bye.